Hey guys, just making a quick video today for my top 10 Switch games. I've just been watching a lot of YouTubers making some cool videos, and at a certain point, you watch so many videos and you think to yourself, I think I want to make a video too. So I want this to be a contribution to the YouTube community about making videos about the Switch. It's been one of my favorite consoles, and so I wanted to discuss my 10 favorite Switch games that I've actually played through, either finished or the majority. I spent a lot of time playing because I really like the Switch. As you can see behind me, I have a pretty extensive Switch collection. It is curated. I don't like buying games that I'm not going to play, even though I do have a lot of games. My desire is to have those games so that eventually, if I want to play them, I can play them. That's kind of been my vision with them. I tend to avoid special editions, a lot of special editions. I do have some special editions of games that I really, really enjoy, but I try to keep those to the games that I really like, and they just have something unique or cool for display. So, yeah, this is my Switch collection, and I'll be discussing my 10 favorite games. This is not by any means a list of the games that I think are the best. It's also not a list of Switch games that I think are anything more than just they're just the ones that I liked and I spend time with. That being said, I do have some bias in the sense of that I do think some of these are pretty enjoyable, but we'll get into that as we go through the list. So we'll start off with number 10, Dead Cells. This is the original release of Dead Cells. I do have the upgraded one with the Castlevania DLC and everything on it. This is a game that I didn't expect to really enjoy that much. I just picked it up from a random store for pretty cheap, and I really liked the experience. It was actually my first roguelike, and so going in there and just kind of messing around, I did pretty well the first time, and then I died, and I thought, oh, is it going to send me back to the beginning? I really didn't even understand what roguelike was like, so that was a kind of a cool experience, and I kept getting better and better. I ended up putting a lot of hours into it, and I really enjoyed it. It has a really good story. They've added a ton of content to it, and so I really just like everything they've done with it, and it's a great experience. Number 9 on my list is Pokemon Violet. I am not a Pokemon fan in general. I do think Pokemon's alright. I find most mainline Pokemon games to be pretty repetitive, and so I actually got into this as I was playing games with my kids, and they wanted to play them. I kind of got into it a little bit, but I really did like Pokemon Violet. It has Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Ultra Moon are the only Pokemon games I've ever played all the way through. It's a really good experience, and I really like kind of how dark it went at the end. It's a pretty unique experience. I know a lot of people complain because of the frame rate and other things, but it didn't really take anything away from me. So the cover Pokemon's really cool looking. The world was pretty cool. I enjoyed my experience with it. Number 8 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This one's kind of one of those that you expect on a lot of people's lists. The funny thing is that the characters that I wanted and I rooted for the most were actually the ones that the general community, seemed to frown upon. The first one being Byleth. I was so excited to see Byleth as a playable character, and then my other favorite character, which might kind of give away part of my list, was the Xenoblade character, Pyra and Mythra, and I was so excited about those characters, and they're characters that I love to play and love to see. So Super Smash Brothers, I love it. For personal reasons, I've been playing Smash Brothers since the N64, but I've probably spent the most time with this with my family, extended family, nephews, everybody. They just come over into my game room and we play Smash. That's kind of just what we do. So it's been a really good experience. Number 7 is Octopath Traveler. There was something about the 2D, 3D that really stuck out to me that I really enjoyed. Just aesthetically, it looked really, really pretty. The voice acting, the music. I still, to this day, I don't think I've played Octopath Traveler 2 recently. I played it a ton when it first came out, but I still listen to the music all the time. It's just everything about it's beautiful. This is one of the special editions I have with the pop-up book, which is really cool. I really like Octopath Traveler. I really like the sequel. I think it's a really underrated game. I think it'll probably be one of the most valuable Switch games on the system, just because there's really something that sets it apart that I really really like. Number 6 is Breath of the Wild. To be honest with you, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are kind of interchangeable for me. I think they're both great games, but I think they're very similar experiences. Breath of the Wild probably just one ups it a tiny bit, simply because it's really hard to recreate that experience and those feelings that I felt when I first played Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom was, really great, and more of it. I actually like the dungeons a lot better in Tears of the Kingdom. There's a lot of things that I would say are improved and I liked more about Tears of the Kingdom. However, that initial wow that you get when you play Breath of the Wild and just lose yourself, that exploration, it just couldn't be replicated. I put in probably 100 hours into Tears of the Kingdom, but I have no idea how many hours. It was more than that, probably double into Breath of the Wild, just because I was just wandering aimlessly all the time, on purpose, and I loved it. So Breath of the Wild is definitely up there, but Tears of the Kingdom is I would just put them basically in the same kind of category. Number 5 is kind of more niche, maybe not for me, but just a series I really like, Shantae and the Seven Sirens. This is actually the first Shantae game I played all the way through. I had played Pirate's Curse on the 3DS for a little bit, and I thought it was okay. I think I maybe picked it up on a sale for a couple dollars back when it was just digital, or I didn't even know there was a physical. But I got into this. I just really, really like the art. If you are an anime fan and a Shantae fan, you probably know that the animators that did Kill La Kill, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the animators that did Kill La Kill anime did the intro sequence and the videos for this game. And so it's really pretty to look at. It's fun. It's platformer. It's very, it's pretty easy. I think that's a lot of people's complaints. But no, I really like the easy part of it. I just like the fact that I was able to kind of sit down, enjoy the experience. It was fun. It was entertaining. Pretty stress free. It was just difficult enough to kind of have a good little challenge. But yeah, it's really great. I love Shantae. I'm a big Shantae fan. I actually have a Shantae dedicated part in my collection, which is something I'll probably showcase later on in another video. Number 4 is Shin Megami Tensei 5. So at the time of this video, the extended version of this is going to come out, and I'm really excited about it. This is interesting because I am not really a Persona fan. I like everything about Persona except the Persona. I don't know how to explain that. The music's amazing. I love Persona music. I love the Persona style. My daughter is big Persona fan, and she's played it and loves it. I thought it was just kind of boring's not the word, but maybe a little boring. Maybe that is the word. Whereas Shin Megami Tensei just feels a lot more intense. I love the fact that you can combine creatures and I will tell you, the story is so nonsensical. I have no idea what's even going on, but I had a blast going through it. It was hard. It's punishing, but just enough to where if you kind of know what you're doing, you can get through anything. But the style, again, I mean, similar to that Persona thing, which, again, something I really do like, is just really cool and unique. The music is another one of these games that I just listen to the music all the time. Shin Megami Tensei is just a great experience and one of my favorite Switch games. Number 3, I have a hard time embracing this as one of my favorite games. Not because Stardew Valley is a bad game. It is an amazing game, and I love it. Out of all these games, even over Breath of the Wild, I think this is the game I've spent the most time with. Just because I'm not a big cozy gamer. I do like a challenge, and I do like being into my game. When I go play games, I want to play my game. And maybe this is why it sticks out, is because it's a relaxing thing, a relaxing experience. And you go in and you play, and you can kind of take it at your own pace. Granted, I do end up going peak efficiency and trying to, set a lot of goals and stuff like that. But it's just satisfying, but in a non-stressful way. Not I should say non-high stressful, because it's a little bit stressful sometimes as you're trying to get crops and everything like that. But yeah, it's so impressive that one guy made this. I have the Joja variant, the back cover, just because I started discovering that Joja was actually sometimes easier than doing the community center. But it was fun. I've done both community center and Joja. I don't think Joja's as bad as it plays out to be. Everybody wants to do the community center, but in their personal lives, we all know that we're more Joja. I don't know that many people that are planting their own gardens. They're just going to Walmart to pick up whatever they want, and so sometimes I feel that way. But no, Stardew Valley is awesome. This is by far, I think, the best farm simulator game that has ever been made. It's like the guy that made it, Concerned Ape. He really looked at everything that he liked and disliked about every other, Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing, and he just like said, I want it to be exactly this way. And he keeps improving it, which is crazy. At the time of this video, they haven't released 1.6 on the consoles yet, but it's already on computer, on PC, and I'm looking forward to that. So probably another 50 hours that'll go in whenever the 1.6 comes out. Number 2, Fire Emblem Three Houses. As you might have noticed, even though I'm wearing a green Mario Luigi shirt, there is no Mario games on here except for, I guess, Smash Brothers, kind of. I like Mario games. Mario games are a great experience. Mario Wonder was a great game, but maybe it's in my older years, I really enjoyed a more specific or story-driven experience. Even though I just put Stardew Valley at number 3, for the most part, I tend to prefer games that kind of direct me a little bit more. And this is definitely one of those that just is such an awesome experience. I saw the trailers for this. I got hyped about it, and this is one of those games where I am probably one of the best experiences I've had in gaming, where I got super hyped for it, and it lived up to all the hype. I really liked all the characters. Like, this is one of the best character-driven games. Like, not just a single, I like this one character, but like, I love so many characters on this game. Like, the bad guys are amazing. The stories, the 3 different storylines, even the 4th of the DLC. Like, there's just more and more and more and more, and I just love. It's just like edgy enough and serious enough, and there are some kind of weird things, but it takes itself seriously, and it brings home the strong points. And yeah, I love this game. This is probably one of my favorite games, not just on the Switch but overall. And Team Edelgard, Black Eagles. The other routes were pretty entertaining and stuff. I've only watched part of them, and I've played and done the Black Eagles, the 2 different routes. So love this game a lot. Number 1, and this is not only my favorite Switch game, but my favorite game of all time now, which took a while to climb up there, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I didn't even know about this game. The Switch came out. This game came out. I was just looking for a random RPG. One of my favorite games still to this day is Final Fantasy X, and I really wanted to have the Final Fantasy X experience again. And I had tried Final Fantasy 12 and some other RPGs and stuff like that, and there was some good stuff. And so I just kind of kept digging. I was in love with the Switch. It was like 6 or 8 months after this game came out, and I saw the trailer, and it just kind of caught my attention. I had read some stuff about it, like the sci-fi setting. It was confusing. I'm like, sci-fi setting? This doesn't look sci-fi to me, because I had read about Xenosaga and Xenogears. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it looks all fantasy. It looks something like that. But again, because I played Final Fantasy, I was like, okay, then maybe there's some like hidden things, and that's definitely the case. Obviously not going to spoil it for anybody, but this game, I've watched reviews about this game, and probably the best review that I listen to and think about all the time is that this game gives back everything that you put into it. Like, the mechanics are somewhat complicated. Some of the maps can be difficult to navigate. Like, there's a lot of layers and things that can be difficult, but wow, when you put effort into this game, you just get more and more and more. And I love this game. I love the other Xenoblade Chronicles games as well. I didn't include them on the list just because I mostly wanted to focus on this and give some other games a place to shine. But if you're a Xenoblade fan, you know that the more Xenoblade you play, even the more it pays off. They're interconnected, and they're just so much. Like, they have their own DLC, more characters. Like, it is so satisfying. I wish that I could just keep playing more Xenoblade. It's given me a heightened interest in Xenosaga. I am so excited at the thought of Xenosaga coming to the Switch. I'm not saying it is. I just hope it does someday. But I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And that makes it the number one video, or the number one Switch game on my list. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully, I like I said, I really want to contribute to the Switch video community, YouTube community. I can make some more videos, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.